Well, good morning. Today's project is to start at least taking apart the old head. This boat is only a 27-foot, 8-foot beam. There's not a lot of extra room for all this holding tank and hoses and everything. That takes up probably, oh gosh, 2 or 3 cubic feet of space in the engine compartment area where I want to put some decent battery in. And just get some more room to work in there because that's also where the hoses for the fuel tank fill and vent both go through. And I'm putting a what do you call it? Takes the water out of there on the vent. Dusket in the line. I'm making a little container that I'll put in line, so that'll be a different video. So today, get busy on taking out this old head. Oh, and I'm going to put a composting in. The first time I used a composting was back in 2005, I think. It was an airhead. I think it was one of the first ones around commercially available for sailboats at least. And it worked good. First one had a little problem with the tank, it cracked, and they replaced it. They were really good work with that. But after that, I had no problems with it. I used sawdust and peat moss and other stuff for composting material, and you separate the urine from the poop, and just when you separate it, the poop, when it's in the compost and it actually starts composting, it just smells like garden soil. I mean, it really does an amazing thing after I don't know how long it takes. And I think the two of us on our catamaran, we empty it every 2 months or something. It wasn't often. Now the pee bottle, the two of us was like every other day kind of thing. We never had guests aboard, long term or anything. Well, no, actually we had my aunt and uncle on board for a while. It still wasn't too bad. The pee you have to dispose of legally, whatever that is. And the compost, you can get rid of that in trash. It's just dirt by the time you get rid of it. So now to get busy on this removal of this old nasty stuff. What got me into composting was the fact that a hose blew apart, came off, whatever, on our catamaran. And dealing with sewage is nasty. That's why plumbers get paid so well, because it is nasty. I said, once I found that composting, I'm never going back. So I have not used the board head on this boat, but sadly it looks like there is some fluids in the tank. Ugh. Maybe maybe a half gallon or something. Some waste in the tank, I should say. So time to get busy on that. Well, here's the engine compartment. And if we look off to the starboard side, you'll see the holding tank, hoses, and you can see it's just a complicated mess back in there. And I want to sit on this platform or fix it, repair it, or whatever, a 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Get that weight more towards the back. Right now I just have a lead acid back there actually 2 lead acids. This is an old starter, and then that's the new start battery. And lithium will be a house battery. So how to start? Well, I just gotta get these inlet hoses. Looks like I should be able to get this out. This is the bilge pump hose. This is the fueling hose for the tank, for the diesel. Doesn't look too bad. We'll get started. Okay, got that tank out. Had to pull the filling hose for the diesel fuel off. It just wouldn't get by there. I might have been able to remove the alternator, but it seemed like easier to take the hose off. Now, the interesting thing is, the thing was kind of on top of here. It had this ratty old strap. But this whole board is loose. So what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to take this home, get the dimensions of it, and build a new one, because that will hold my lithium ion battery, especially once I get that through hole back here. That's the drain, or the something to do with the sewage. I forget which one that is. So that'll be the next step. Get some of these hoses out of here. The guy had this is what I hate about sewage. He had taken white sanitation hoses, put plastic around them, and then wrapped them in electrical tape. Well, and I didn't smell anything, and there is sewage in that tank. It's old. I don't think it's been used in quite a while. But here it is sitting out, and you basically see the line here. So there's definitely sewage in it. But it actually doesn't reek, so I'm guessing that's mainly urine or something old. So it's not too terrible. So let's get rid of that. I'll take it over to the head and spill it and then throw that in the dumpster. And here's what the mess of hoses look like from the aft cabin bunk port side. See, I'd say there's only two hoses over there. One's for the vent that's not sewage. One for the vent for the fuel tank, and one for the fill for the fuel tank. All the rest of those are just this rat's nest of hoses that the EPA morons require us to have these days if you're going to have a wet head on board, or not a wet head, but a toilet sewage. Like I say, can't wait to get the composter in here and get rid of all. I'm getting rid of all this stuff now. This is just crazy what they've gone through. As if one whale doesn't put more in the ocean than 1,000 sailboats over the course of a season. It's just crazy. But that's my next step, is to work my way through all those darn hoses. A lot of clamps get off, a lot of hoses get rid of. Well, this is the next part to come out, the head itself. I'm not even going to try to get that hose back there off, so I'm just going to cut it. Brought my multi-tool out here today, whatever you call this thing. Next up, the dumpster for that thing. Okay, most of the job is done of removing the old head. Here's the space where the holding tank and all those hoses were located. Still have a few in there. The fuel fill, fuel vent, deck drain, and the bilge pump. That white hose was the manual bilge pump up in the cockpit, which is non-functional. So I had just taken this half-inch hose and run it into that one to go overboard. So it's a lot more open now. Now I still have to take out that seat cock. I don't need that anymore. And I got the head out. The toilet itself, actually, it's gone. So the bathroom, the head, is clear, ready for a composter now. And I guess that's about it for this task, except for cleaning up and doing a little painting.